Right now, we have a low chance of shower activity and storm activity in the forecast, possibly more later on.
Right now this morning, storm damage and power outages across the area will tell you what you're waking up to. With hot weather continuing, it's important to know the warning signs when your dog is overheating. We'll tell you more on how to keep Fido safe. And back to school shopping getting more expensive as tariffs drive prices up, how much you'll spend this year, and some ways to save. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter. On this Tuesday, July 29th, we will send it over to meteorologist Art Jarrett. First thing, it was a windy night, waking up to some damage this morning. Definitely a lot going on over there, huh?
Yeah, that's the thing that happens when you get winds that could be possibly up to about 48 miles per hour, sustained in some cases. We'll also find ourselves with winds getting down to some areas down to the south. Decorah, 33 miles per hour, 38 for La Crosse. You'll also see as we get into it, the wind gusts, as we mentioned earlier, you can see 61 mile per hour wind gusts for La Crosse. That's enough to knock a high-profile vehicle over. You're also going to find yourselves getting into areas right by Black River Falls, holding on to 39 mile per hour, so winds near 40 miles per hour, just like Viroqua had, as well as Prairie du Chien. So we know the gusts were there, and of course they're breaking down now as this rainfall heads on out to the lake. In fact, as it does that, we'll also get into at least mostly cloudy to partly cloudy skies gradually to finish out the day. So most of the morning you'll see mostly cloudy skies and a low chance of shower activity. It's about a 30% chance. And as you get into Eau Claire, you're holding on to more sunshine up there in drier conditions. Now, we'll take a quick peek here as we get into it. I wanted to show it on Alaska, but I knew it was going to do this, and I knew I should not have done this, but it's pretty much off right now. But we'll go into areas like Tomah, which normally would kick on, and of course, these aren't all working. Some of these cameras are not just helping out. Current temperatures right now widespread in the 60s for you, and you're also looking at dew points in the 60s, so it's much more comfortable on your skin if you're going out for a run or a walk. High temperatures today will be in the cool spot, will be a degree or so above seasonal average, holding on to an 86-degree temperature, where Eau Claire will be at 84, down to Prairie du Chien, though, and Boscobel, well above the seasonal average temperatures in the upper 80s. Rainfall potential to finish out the 7 o'clock hour into the 8 o'clock hour with maybe a storm. We'll also see drier conditions up to the north. That's a look at your forecast. Back to Alexandra.
And those strong winds pounded the area overnight, causing damage and blowing debris. We'll take a live look at some of that damage. This is near Charlotte's Bridal Shop on Copeland Avenue. You can see quite a large trees down here, and then across the street, right in front of the bridal shop, more trees. I drove by here this morning, and there are branches down pretty much along Copeland Avenue and the north side. So if you are heading out there, make sure to be careful. The winds also caused a tree to go down near Robin's Nest Bar and Grill in Campbell. Our photographer there reported seeing the tree covering Goddard Street and dangling from the power line. They also witnessed fire crews on scene at 1:30 this morning. Power outage U.S. reporting more than 25,000 customers are without power in Wisconsin, another 24,000 and a half in Iowa. In Minnesota, nearly 100,000 are still without power. Xcel is reporting 9,000 customers are without power in the Chippewa Valley and Coulee region. A reminder for you, you can track the weather as it develops with the First Warn weather app. You can find that in the Google Play or Apple App Store. To New York now, where at least 4 victims are dead, one in critical condition after a shooting at a New York City office building. The suspected gunman had a suicide note. The source said it suggests football gave the shooter a brain disease called CTE. It also reportedly says, quote, "You can't go against the NFL. They'll squash you." Amy Kiley reports.
Emergency responders carried a man from a high-rise building in Midtown Manhattan where a gunman opened fire, stopping on the street to perform CPR.
4 officers came out and they were carrying what looked like to me another officer that looked injured.
Police swarmed the building on Park Avenue minutes after shots were reported. One of their own is among those killed, 36-year-old Didarul Islam, an immigrant from Bangladesh who became an NYPD officer 3.5 years ago.
He was saving lives. He was protecting New Yorkers.
The suspect was identified as 27-year-old Shane Tamura from Las Vegas. Police say he drove his car cross-country, arriving just before the shooting and double parking outside. He then entered the building armed with an M4 rifle and started shooting.
The building's security camera footage shows the shooter enter the lobby, turn right, and immediately open fire on an NYPD officer. He then shoots a woman who took cover behind a pillar.
In that lobby, police say he also shot and killed a security officer and injured another man before taking the elevator to the 33rd floor, where he continued shooting, killing another person. Police say that's also where he took his own life.
His motives are still under investigation, and we are working to understand why he targeted this particular location.
The NYPD says another loaded gun and ammunition were found in the suspect's car. They say he had a history of mental illness. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
A source with knowledge of the matter says the suspect requested in his note that his brain undergo study. A memorial fund has been set up for the family of Elliot Hines. You can donate in person at any Community First Credit Union branch or mail donations to the address on your screen. Hines vanished last Sunday, sparking a 3-day search. Her body was found 7 miles downriver near Brownsville, Minnesota. Police say there's no evidence of criminal conduct in her death. The La Crosse man accused of hiding a corpse and initially found not competent will now stand trial. 56-year-old John Stumlin is accused of killing a 68-year-old man. Stumlin has been in a Madison mental institution since last September. His bond is set at $1 million. The race for Wisconsin's next governor is taking shape after Tony Evers announced he won't seek a third term. Two big names have already said they're out, former Governor Scott Walker and Secretary of State Sarah Godlewski. 3 candidates are running so far, 2 Republicans and Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez. Several other candidates could still enter the race.
An open seat election is a golden opportunity for candidates on either side of the aisle to make their run for the office, because with no incumbent in the election, it means that the candidate field is wide open.
Chergosky says the race could also see large financial endorsements similar to Elon Musk pouring millions into the Wisconsin Supreme Court race. In La Crosse, the battle over historic water bubblers is headed to City Council. News 8 Now's Allison Fergit explains.
Western Wisconsin is seeing a stretch of high heat, and a lack of working water fountains in La Crosse is causing concern.
When we have this extreme heat, whether it is somebody walking a dog or somebody jogging or whatever, it's just nice to have.
The bubblers have been shut down because they aren't ADA compliant. 2 resolutions addressing the problem will be considered in the next few weeks. The first would install ADA-compliant drinking fountains across the city. The second would delay any removal of the historic green bubblers. Council members Chris Kalo and Podesky are behind the resolution.
We just want to make sure we have a year to talk about this. Long term, I would like to see, even if we put in new bubblers next to them that are ADA compliant, leave the old ones with a plaque in the ground explaining the history of the bubblers in the state of Wisconsin and the city.
In a statement, the city's engineering department said there's no plan to remove the bubblers, but added, quote, they will just remain off indefinitely, as that is the only way to have ADA compliance. But Podesky thinks it's better to offer the water than not.
Unless somebody threatens to sue us, in my opinion, let's get them up and running and cool people off.
Reporting in La Crosse, Allison Fergit, News 8 Now, this morning.
In our News 8 poll, we asked, should the green bubblers stay on even though they're not ADA compliant? 87% said yes, 10% said no. The Dick Hackett Open hosted its 29th annual outing in memory of a former member. Nearly 100 golfers joined to honor former athletic director Dick Hackett and raise money for Central High School athletics.
With the money we raise today, we'll give out scholarships for our student athletes in the spring once they graduate. We also have been helping out with providing equipment, supplies for athletic teams at Central High School.
The Coaches Association hopes to raise $4,000 to $5,000 to cover their scholarships. The River City Water Ski Team is teaching people how to ski. Yesterday's event was held in collaboration with the North American Squirrel Association and was offered to kids and parents.
A lot of times the learning part of skiing, a lot of people have boats and just can't seem to get their kids or get themselves up on skis. So I think that, people enjoy having people that are trained to teach. We have very good skiers and instructors that are able to teach, and we have good boat drivers.
Officials say more people are taking to the water before they head back to school. The time now is 6:08. Still ahead on your morning news, a popular dating safety app reporting a data breach. How many customers were affected? Hundreds of Spirit airline pilots will be furloughed or demoted, and a popular brand of ice cream is being recalled. Back to school shopping is about to get even more expensive as tariffs drive up already high prices. We'll give you some ways to save. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. A medieval knight's full skeleton was found buried beneath the site of a former ice cream parlor. An ornate medieval tombstone was found. When researchers removed the limestone tombstone, which depicted a carved image of a knight, it revealed a startlingly well-preserved adult male skeleton with a sword, likely from the 13th or 14th century. And for now, leaving you with a live look at some of the damage from those heavy winds last night. This is, as you can see, in front of Charlotte's Bridal Shop on Copeland Avenue in La Crosse. Large tree down there, as well as some branches in front of the road. We'll have more looks at this and more information for you coming up after the break.
Need a new driveway? Parking lot looking rough? Trust Patriot Paving. We do it all. Driveways, parking lots, and durable chip seal surfaces. Fast, reliable, affordable. Book online today at patriot-paving.com.
Experience the thrill of gaming at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin. Whether you're a slots enthusiast or prefer the excitement of table games, we've got you covered. Enjoy delicious dining options, live entertainment, and exclusive promotions that add even more memories and adventure to your visit at any one of our 6 locations. And coming soon to Beloit. More of our amazing gaming options, amenities, and outstanding service you can count on. Find your fun today at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin.
After I decided my pain was too much, and my doctor actually suggested that I do visit the Good Feet store. Pretty amazing when they put the arch supports in your shoe and you walk around and you realize there's not pain, and you think, how can this arch support in my shoe make my back pain go away? But it works. And how can it make my knee pain go away? It was incredible.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if arch supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
It's very important to call Schwabel, Getz & Sieben right away after an accident. When my medical bills came, I called the firm and they said, send them over and we'll take care of them. And it was amazing. I never saw another bill again. Just the fact that I didn't have to worry. The way they took care of my case made a big difference for my family and myself. And I'm so grateful for them. I would highly recommend them to everybody. Thank you so much.
Injured in an accident due to no fault of your own? We can help. Schwabel, Getz & Sieben.
Like a relentless weed, moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms can keep coming back. Break away to what's possible with Tremfya, with rapid remission at 12 weeks and less bowel movements and abdominal pain at 4 weeks. Most patients achieve remission at 1 year, and some patients saw visible healing of the intestinal lining. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today.
Confidence isn't given, it's built. One choice, one moment, one step at a time. How you feel is how you play. It starts with a click. Invisalign.
Need a new driveway? Parking lot looking rough? Trust Patriot Paving. We do it all. Driveways, parking lots, and durable chip seal surfaces. Fast, reliable, affordable. Book online today at patriot-paving.com.
All right, let's get a look at your local weather here. Over the last several hours here, you had that rainfall that swept by. Here's a look at it from the overnight hours. Brought some breezy and gusty winds. You can see it kind of did sweep across Eau Claire, brought them a little wet, but most of the breezy and gusty winds were down from La Crosse all the way southward down to Dubuque, Iowa, and just before that, Waterloo, all between there. That's where the winds were like 75-mile-per-hour wind gusts in some cases. You can see that La Crosse picked up, a 61-degree wind gust in the forecast. Black River Falls at 39, and you're looking at 40 for Viroqua, down to 40 for Prairie du Chien. Now, these are wind gusts. Sustained winds were like about 25 to, say, about 43 miles per hour, and they continue to do so to finish out the morning hours. You can see the gust track right now showing you what's happening. The wind gusts still holding on to some locations. Once we get in the 8 o'clock hour, you're going to see the winds pick up. It's not much, but 23-mile-per-hour wind gusts as well as possible, about 22, 25 down to the south, where everybody else up to the north is pretty much weakened down. All right, so we get into it here. We'll look at how this all plays out. We get back down to Prairie du Chien. We've shown you now now a few times what's going to be happening down there. This is for this morning and tonight. You're going to be seeing Prairie du Chien is in a low risk for severe weather. One, because of the winds, of course, and then, of course, we'll see more storm damage coming back towards us as we go into the overnight hours, possibly tomorrow. But this is right now. There is no threat for tomorrow, but you're going to be holding on to this possibly with a weakness for tonight, possibly that occurring. We're holding on to La Crosse, finishing out at 7 a.m. this morning at a 40% chance. And then by the time we finish out, it's about a 20 to 30% chance to finish out the day. Weekends for everybody. Eau Claire holding on to at least similar conditions as well. Drier conditions, as you can see, as most of that rainfall will be far down to the south. Highs for Wednesday, you're looking at shower potential, maybe a storm or two as well. Widespread 70s in your forecast. And as that continues to happen, well, we'll also find ourselves getting into this. Rainfall chances in the overnight hours, about a 40 to 30% chance, and back to a 40% chance again. Drier conditions for Eau Claire, you can see, but still a 20% chance with increasing clouds. Rainfall, not much happening up to the north by Eau Claire and Ladysmith, but down to the south, we could see a couple of inches of rainfall, maybe even a half an inch by La Crosse, getting into the areas, holding on to temperatures on the cool as we go through the next few days, and much drier as well. Back to you.
In your morning consumer news, hackers breach a popular dating safety app. T-Dating Advice helps women date safely, it says, by letting them anonymously share information about men they date. The company says 72,000 images were accessed in the breach, including 13,000 from account verifications. The app says those photos are deleted after account approval. The breach impacted users who registered before February 2024. Spirit Airlines is planning to furlough 270 pilots due to its financial struggles and a reduced flying schedule. The airline says the move is necessary to return to profitability. The company will also demote 140 pilots from captain to first officer beginning October 1st. The furloughs will take effect November 1st. And be careful before you cool off with ice cream. Tropical Foods announcing a recall. The FDA says some Helados Mexico and La Michoacana products contain undeclared milk, which can be dangerous for people with milk allergies. These items were sold at stores nationwide. If you have them, the FDA says to throw them out. Summer vacation may still be in full swing, but we're just a few weeks away from the start of the school year. And as the back-to-school shopping season picks up, inflation-weary consumers say they're curbing some of their spending. Michael Yoshida reports.
It's almost that time of year again. With school supply lists in hand, parents are already beginning to shell out big bucks on books and bags, pencils and paper, crayons and calculators.
Over 2/3 of shoppers have already started picking up items for the season. This is a record high, up from 55% last year.
Catherine Cullen of the National Retail Federation says shoppers are bracing for the potential impact of tariffs.
Consumers are trying to get ahead of any potential price increases by shopping a little early, particularly for key items like apparel, electronics, and dorm furnishings.
A new survey from Deloitte found the economic uncertainty, coupled with higher prices on just about everything, is also leading many consumers to cut back, with plans to spend $570 per child on average, down 7% year over year.
We are seeing the continual impact of inflation on the discretionary items being a little bit less affordable when the amount they have to spend on their households and on health is a little bit higher.
But as parents tighten their wallets, they're also getting more creative in finding ways to save.
We're finding increased usage of first social media. This is the first year we're seeing a meaningful increase in the use of generative AI tools to support back to school shopping.
In Washington, Michael Yoshida reporting.
That's a look at your consumer news. We'll send it back over to Art now. He's got an update on our forecast.
And away we go with that. This is what we're looking at here. We'll get into your forecast, holding on to the local temperatures today. We're going to warm you up into the 80s today. So we'll get into near seasonal average temperatures. So it'll be much cooler on your skin than what we've been experiencing over the last few days. Yeah, it'll feel a little bit warmer on your skin when you see these temperatures, maybe a few degrees warmer than what we're looking at, especially as you get down to the south. It'll feel like maybe 4 or 5 degrees warmer on your skin, possibly, and up to areas by Eau Claire, maybe like 2 to 3 degrees warmer on your skin. We'll see maybe about 4 degrees warmer on your skin here locally. We'll get into how the forecast comes out. Back down to Prairie du Chien, a low risk of severe weather. You can see that in there as well. We'll finish out this morning with that, and then possibly later on again tonight, where we have overnight rainfall possibly coming in. The thing is, it may come back into the morning hours, so that threat may be no longer in existence for Prairie du Chien later on. As we get into it here, we see more shower potential as you go into the forecast there. Mostly sunny skies to partly cloudy skies for the daytime, but in between that, we'll see maybe a shower or two holding on to your forecast, maybe at least from mostly cloudy to partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies. You'll see that once again holding on to other locations as you roll back up into the central zone. La Crosse at 86 degrees. You've got shower potential possibilities. You'll also see some areas showing maybe a storm or two, maybe still holding on to the forecast, mostly to the west and mostly to the east. We'll also be picking up as you go up to the north zone, drier conditions and will hold for the better part of the day, holding on to that sunshine later on for you. You'll get it first and you'll keep it last. We'll hold on to this as we roll right back into the morning hours. You'll see maybe a chance possibly by Prairie du Chien. That's what's holding up for this morning's threat. We'll still hold on to that driving down to the south, moving out of the region, falling shy of the river possibly, but just in case that does, you've got a big batch of rainfall that could go from Mason City over to Prairie du Chien, so we'll keep an eye on that. We'll hold on to drier conditions you can see in sunnier skies as you get up from the north working southward. By the time we get in the 4 o'clock hour, we'll see some more sunshine for areas by La Crosse and then eventually southward to clearing skies. We'll hold on to clearer skies later on tonight as well, with temperatures comfortable in the upper 60s to the 70s in the forecast. Then once we get into the overnight hours and into the morning, once again back into the cloud cover, we'll go to cloudier skies, holding on to rainfall, trying to track in from the west. As it does, crosses the river, you can see by La Crosse by the 10 a.m. hour. As that happens, that continues to press a little bit more so to the east, but as it does, the moisture starts to push, the heavier batch of moisture starts to push down to the south. And as it does, you'll see Decorah all the way to Prairie du Chien, Boswell in that mix. You'll also find Richland Center in that as well. Sparta holding on to a little bit of that light moisture. But the thing is, there's an area of low pressure that is right here, and that continues to drive in most of that moisture and continues to bring in instability in that part of the region there. And it continues to drag out eventually by the 6 o'clock hour. So dropping a little bit of rainfall possibility with drier conditions going into your Thursday. You'll see more clearer skies going into the a.m. hour, 6 a.m. for Thursday morning. Most of that rainfall is out of the region. In fact, you'll see as we go into the 9 o'clock hour, we're still holding on to 60s and 70s, but by 4 o'clock, you're back in the middle 70s in the forecast possibly. So much more comfortable. Finishing out by the 8 o'clock for a nice little walk for everybody with very comfortable fall-like conditions. Highs for Wednesday, you're looking at widespread 70s. You can see 77 for La Crosse, 79 for Eau Claire. And then eventually, as we get into Thursday, more of those 70s still holding on with much drier and cooler conditions in your forecast. We'll go into how this all shapes up for the next few days. If you want to take another peek to how this realizes, we'll see temperatures from 86 today back to the middle to upper 70s, more 70s to go right into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then maybe around 80 degrees for Sunday with a chance of overnight rainfall into Monday.
Thank you, Art. Still ahead, a case of West Nile virus been confirmed now in Wisconsin. We'll have more of what you need to know about the virus and how to protect yourself. And spending time in the heat can not only be dangerous for you, but your pets too. We'll speak with a pet safety expert on how to keep Fido cool on your next walk.
Coming up in the Blitz, the return of a few local legends to the hardwood here in La Crosse. Sights and sounds meet Davis Brothers basketball camp in just a moment.
We're an implant-focused practice. I think the advantage of a father-daughter practice is, I've been at this for 30 years now. I learned things that worked well and things that didn't work so well.
And it was fun to be able to just jump in and kind of complement that. I feel like it made both of us stronger. You don't expect it when you walk into a dental office. You don't expect the family aspect, but when you walk into our doors, we're going to give you that.
If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
We know, like, if we help one person and if we impact their life and have such a positive influence on them when they're coming in here working on sometimes the hardest thing for themselves that they can do, and they can then help the next 3 to 5 people that they encounter, our reach goes more.
Are we looking to enjoy time with our family? Are we looking to get up and down off the floor with our grandkids? Are we looking to go travel and experience retirement a little bit differently? We're in your corner through the ups and the downs that life has to offer because we know that they'll happen.
Head over to unityfitnesspro.com today.
Time
time to stock up on deals at Fleet Farm's Truckload Super Sale, July 31st through August 3rd. Get a Blackstone 28-inch Omnivore griddle bundle for just $269.99. Our own 24 packs of drinking water are 4 for $10. A WorkMax linkable 30-inch LED shop light is only $6.59. And 40-pound bags of black oil sunflower seed are just $18.99. Head to your local Fleet Farm to haul away truckload savings. And check out our weekly ad for even more deals at fleetfarm.com.
When a migraine strikes and I've taken a trip down, side effects like dizziness can throw me off. Ugh, migraine again. Ubrelvy works differently. It keeps me in rhythm, quickly stopping migraine pain within 2 hours. And some have pain relief that lasts all day, so I can handle whatever the day may throw at me. Don't take if allergic or with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Tell your doctor all medicines you take. Report increased blood pressure or color changes, pain, or numbness in fingers or toes. Get help right away for allergic reactions like trouble breathing, face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, which may occur days after use. Ask your doctor how you can stop migraine attacks and stay in rhythm with Ubrelvy.
Keeping you safe and ahead of the storm with current conditions and updated video forecasts from the local team that warns you first. The News 8 Now First Warn Weather app, giving you more than what you'd expect. Get it now. No, seriously, like, right now. News 8 Now Sports.
Welcome to the Blitz. Well, for the 5th year in a row, a couple of lacrosse standouts are back in the Cooley region for the annual Davis Brothers basketball camp. Former Badgers and Riverhawks, Johnny and Jordan Davis, took over Central High School for the 2nd year in a row. They were joined by former Aquinas star Lexi Donarski during the girls' session. The 3-day camp helps area kids learn about different basketball skills before putting them to use during competitive scrimmage sessions. Both brothers say the last 5 years have flown by, but giving back and teaching the kids important skills is something that will never get old.
Basketball, if you're serious about it, you want to just come here and have the work ethic to, be the player you want to be in this life. Like for me, I've obviously played a lot of games, and I wouldn't be where I am right now without the work ethic I had. So that's what I try to teach these kids.
It reminds me of me a little bit. There was a lot of guys I looked up to when I was their age. So for us to be able to come in here and, kind of inspire them and show them that we're all regular people just like them, I feel like it's pretty cool.
Meanwhile, women's basketball has really picked up momentum over the last few years, and Lexi Donarski got to experience that firsthand while at Iowa State and then North Carolina. A lot of the girls at the camp look up to her, and one girl was even wearing a Donarski North Carolina shirt. She didn't hear her name called during the WNBA draft, but her pro career is getting ready to take off as she's set to play overseas.
It's always been a goal of mine to be a professional basketball player, and when season ended, I knew that I was not ready to be done yet, so signed with an agent, I signed a contract to play in Budapest, and I leave in just a couple weeks to go over there. It definitely was a goal of mine to be drafted, but going forward, I know what steps I need to take, and I know what I need to get better at to still have that opportunity, so I wouldn't say it's like a done deal forever yet, but I need to prove myself at the professional level to continue to have chances.
And Donarski will begin her professional career suiting up for the TFSEM TK in the Hungary A division. Best of luck to her. And the Brewers with a big win in the opener against the Cubs last night. Game 2 set for tonight at 6:40. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you back here later tonight.
US Cellular makes it easy to switch. Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in.
We don't even have to trade in our teeth?
Nope.
I almost lost this one.
Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, built for us.
A home you love. A business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We built it to work for you.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships, now including La Crosse and Richland Center.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
It's the summer sales event. Great time to buy. Nice weekend, Hank?
Spectacular. Took the family camping, courtesy of Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 48 years. Morgan?
Baseball tournament. Mike Sports at the Homeland Field.
How about you two?
Mud bath.
Get 0 down, 0% financing plus 0 payments for 90 days on Bronco. Or lease Bronco for $499 a month with 0 down. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Are you ready to build your future? Stella Jones Corporation in Bangor is hiring and wants you to apply. Starting wage for laborers is $21 per hour with a $2,500 hiring bonus. No experience but a great attitude? Then apply today. Stella Jones Corporation is where safety matters and wages sustain a comfortable living. If you have what it takes and can stand behind our railroads, then we want you to apply today.
I do like knowing the person that's sitting across from my desk. I've formed a lot of relationships over the years based on trust. When I see the look on a member's face, when I say, yes, this loan is good, you're good to go, it makes me happy. To me, being the team you can trust is honesty. When you do a loan with me at Firefighters Credit Union, like everything we do, it's not about the car, it's about you.
'Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Get ready, Hillsboro. It's the event of the summer, the Hillsboro Charity Tractor Pull, August 8th and 9th. 3 thrilling sessions over 2 days with 8 Pro Pulling League classes. Horsepower, dirt flying, and fun for the whole family. Tickets are just $25 and kids 10 and under get it free. Feel the power. Support a cause. Don't miss the Hillsboro Charity Tractor Pull, August 8th and 9th.
Right now, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in.
Are we having the wool pulled over our eyes here?
Nope. And you get the latest phones.
High five.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time.
We have a low risk of severe weather as we get into the forecast with cooler conditions on the way.
Right now, this morning, storm damage and power outages across the area. We're live around town, giving you a quick look as you head out the door. And before the hot weather returns, it's important to know the warning signs that your dog is overheating. We'll have some tips for you. Remembering a baseball legend, what we know about Ryne Sandberg's death, and a look back at his career. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter on this Tuesday, July 29th. Can you believe it? We're almost done with July. Let's send it over to meteorologist Art Jarrett. He is tracking the latest for us in the Weather Center. We had some high winds out there last night, Art.
Yeah, the winds got up to about 61 miles per hour for La Crosse, and we had some sustained winds about 40 miles per hour in some cases as well. Plus, as that continues on, we'll also find ourselves getting into this. We'll have temperatures on the rise. 86 degrees expected today. We'll also see a few early morning showers. About a 30 to 40% chance right now, but it'll continue to lower as we go through the afternoon. We'll also find ourselves, as you get into it here for Wednesday, more showers coming in the overnight hours. So around 2 o'clock a.m., 3 o'clock, all the way to sunrise, we'll have more showers working in. Possibly a thunderstorm or two could move into the forecast as well. You're seeing cooler conditions coming in for Thursday, and then all those temperatures you can see, mostly 70s, and of course the 80s start to roll in. We'll still be under seasonal average temperatures until we get into Tuesday of next week. We're finding ourselves back to about 85 degrees, which is seasonally mild. But of course, we have a couple of rounds of shower activity moving into the forecast. So that's a look at what I've got going on for you. I'm going to send it back to you.
Thank you, Art. Strong winds pounded the area overnight, causing tree damage and blowing debris. We'll take a live look now at some of the damage. This is near Charlotte's Bridal Shop on Copeland Avenue. You can see a large tree is down here, and then across the street right in front of the shop, another tree down. Several branches were down as well. We spoke with one homeowner here. He says he does have power, but his internet is out at this hour. We'll keep you updated there, and be careful as you head out the door. The winds also caused this tree to go down near Robin's Nest Bar and Grill in Campbell. Our photographer reported seeing the tree covering Goddard Street, then dangling from the power line. They also saw some fire crews on scene at 1:30 this morning. And power outages are improving this morning across the region. 15,000 Wisconsinites are still without power. That's down from 25,000 an hour before. Minnesota still has about 78,000 customers without power, down from nearly 100,000 when we started our newscast. Excel reports about 4,000 still without power in the Chippewa Valley and Coulee region. And a reminder, you can track weather with the First Warn Weather app. You can find that wherever you download your apps. A developing story out of New York. 5 people are dead, including an NYPD officer, after a shooting in Midtown Manhattan. Police say 27-year-old Shane Chimura from Las Vegas opened fire at a Park Avenue office building Monday during rush hour. He shot and killed an officer in the lobby, then took an elevator to the 33rd floor, where he killed more people before turning the gun on himself. Police say Chimura had grievances with the NFL and left a suicide note claiming he suffered from CTE.
His motives are still under investigation, and we are working to understand why he targeted this particular location.
Chimura is a former competitive football player. The NFL has offices in the building he attacked. The fallen NYPD officer is 36-year-old Didarul Islam, who was off duty but in uniform and working security for the building. A memorial fund has been set up for the family of Elliot Hines. You can donate in person at any Community First Credit Union branch or mail your donations to the address on your screen. Hines vanished last Sunday, sparking a 3-day search. Her body was found 7 miles downriver near Brownsville, Minnesota. Police say there is no evidence of criminal conduct. The lacrosse man accused of hiding a corpse and initially found not competent will now stand trial. 56-year-old John Stumlin is accused of killing a 68-year-old man. Stumlin has been in a Madison mental institution since last September. His bond is set at $1 million. The race for Wisconsin's next governor taking shape after Tony Evers announced he won't seek a 3rd term. 2 big names have already said they're out: former Governor Scott Walker and Secretary of State Sarah Godlewski. 3 candidates are running so far, and more could still join the race.
An open seat election is a golden opportunity for candidates on either side of the aisle to make their run for the office, because with no incumbent in the election, it means that the candidate field is wide open.
Chergosky says the race could also see large financial endorsements. The Dick Hackett Open hosted its 29th annual outing in memory of a former member. Nearly 100 golfers joined to honor former athletic director Dick Hackett and raise money for Central High School athletics.
With the money we raise today, we'll give out scholarships for our student athletes in the spring once they graduate. We also have been helping out with providing equipment, supplies for athletic teams at Central High School.
The Coaches Association hopes to raise $4,000 to $5,000 to cover their scholarships. In your morning medical news, Wisconsin's first human case of West Nile has been confirmed in Barron County. The virus spreads to humans through infected mosquito bites. Since 2001, Wisconsin averages 18 cases of West Nile each year. Mosquitoes in Milwaukee and Lafayette counties have also tested positive for the virus. People with weakened immune systems are at higher risk for serious illness. Exercising in the heat can be dangerous for you and your pets. News 8 Now, Seth Padilla asked an expert how to make sure they stay safe.
With temperatures reaching upwards of 100 degrees, it's important for owners to know how to exercise their pets responsibly. And with that comes recognizing the signs of when a dog is uncomfortable in the heat. WKBT met with an owner of a local dog walking business to discuss the early warning signs on a walk.
They might pick up one paw, put it down, pick up another paw, their back paws too, trying to get them off of the hot cement. If we were walking along and she just stopped like on the cool ground and just laid down there and didn't want to keep going, if they start slowing down or if they start stopping and wanting to sit and take more breaks.
And now that we talked a little bit about what it looks like when your dog is getting too hot on a walk, let's talk about what happens when they actually get heat exhaustion.
Heat exhaustion is the next step in overheating with dogs after the initial phase of heat stress. Heat stress is increased thirst and panting. After that comes heat exhaustion. Now that is still dangerous, and if left unchecked, heat exhaustion could turn into heat stroke.
Less than 10 to 15 minutes, they can definitely get into trouble, hard to recover from. Seizures are one of the big things that happen when they get too far down the spectrum of the heat exhaustion stroke pathway.
If owners want more information on how warning signs for dogs in the heat present themselves, visit the American Kennel Club website. In La Crosse, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now.
Now we'll send it over to meteorologist Art Jarrett. He's got an update on our morning commute.
Okay, let's get into how this all shapes up. What we're looking at here, we have a low risk for severe weather, and that is pretty much over by Prairie du Chien, and that continues on with the rainfall that's still kind of moving in from the west from Mason City all the way to Prairie du Chien. However, that rain may fall shy and kind of drive a little bit more down to the south towards Dubuque. Once that happens, we'll have another risk coming back later on for tonight as well. We'll hold on to the possibility of that maybe coming in overnight, so that may not be an issue for Prairie du Chien, so just stay weather aware. Observed conditions, as you can see, the winds maxed again up to 24 miles per hour, 38 over in La Crosse for the sustained winds, down to 15 miles per hour for Prairie du Chien. That's what we picked up earlier. However, the highest wind gusts, as Alexander was asking about earlier, 61 mile per hour winds for La Crosse. That's what caused a lot of the damage that you saw overnight, and of course the power outages that still are being worked on right now. 39 mile per hour wind gusts for areas by Black River Falls, 52 in Decorah, and 40 as you get into Prairie du Chien. So the winds were a major issue. Today, we're going to be much cooler. We're looking at temperatures in the 80s, so no more 90s, no more feels like 100 degrees. It'll be at least up to about 86 degrees, possibly feeling like it's possibly near 90 degrees. We get into Eau Claire, it'll probably feel like it's maybe about 86, 85 degrees in some cases today. Down to the south, it'll feel like it's maybe near 90 degrees because we're going to have a couple of extra degrees of heat for the forecast still because it's a little bit muggy out there. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we finish out today. You've got mostly sunny skies, temperatures in the 80s, as you know, chance of showers, possibly maybe a storm or two for Wednesday. And of course, you've got the green light going on for Thursday, which is much drier. Temperatures mostly in the 70s widespread. You'll get into your forecast. I'm pushing it now all the way for tonight. 6 p.m. getting into the overnight hours, bringing in that rainfall, as you can see. So 3 o'clock a.m., 5 o'clock a.m., 6 o'clock a.m., showers possibly all the way to about maybe the 10 o'clock hour for tomorrow morning. Storm could be associated with that as well. Holding on to Eau Claire with more sunshine today, finishing out with increasing clouds with a 20% chance of showers and storms to get in your day. As far as rain is concerned, we're looking at maybe about a half an inch or less, maybe more so down to the south, maybe a couple of inches of rainfall with temperatures on the cooler side to finish out the remainder of the week. And of course, we finally get back to about 85 as we get into next week with rainfall on the way. Coming up in our Buzz Report, the first trailer for the third installment in the Avatar franchise has now been released. Ahead, a sneak preview of Avatar, Fire and Ash ahead in your morning Buzz Report. Stick around.
It's the patio closeout sale at Home Seasonal Concepts. Get up to an extra 50% off regular prices or pay no interest until 2030 on the best selection of porch and patio in the Midwest. Right now during the patio closeout sale at Home Seasonal Concepts.
Big names, big energy, one unforgettable weekend. Ashley for the Arts returns August 7th through the 9th in Arcadia, featuring Brad Paisley, ZZ Top, Darius Rucker, Third Eye Blind, and more. From live music and family fun to fireworks and interactive art, all for $55. It's not just a festival, it's an experience. Get your tickets now at ashleyforthearts.com.
We see you out there making the most of every moment.
Happy birthday, buddy.
One big, bright idea at a time. At Blaine's, we're glad to be part of it by offering best-in-class products and solutions at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like these Clorox wipes, $4.99 for rewards members. 1-pound bags of Dot's pretzels, $5.99. And select name brand tires, rewards members can buy 3, get 1 free, and get an extra $20 instant savings. Find value on the things you value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
This river wasn't dammed in a day, and GMC trucks weren't built overnight. Like every American achievement, they are a result of dedication. Over 100 years dedicated to the art of engineering and the ambition to always move this country forward. Get 0% APR plus $4,000 purchase allowance on select Sierra 1500 models when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Visit your Best Choice GMC dealer today.
No matter where I seat my guests, they seem to like the kitchen best. A kitchen's the heart of the home. It should be warm and welcoming. It should be attractive and functional. But it can be a real challenge unless you come here where you can meet with a designer, find all of the products that you need, and trust the project to our carpenters, plumbers, and electricians. For kitchens, bathrooms, and other home improvements, put your trust in the Board Store Home Improvements. Contact us today.
You protected our rights.
preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
During the 51st anniversary sale at Home Sleep Express, get our best offer ever and pay no interest until 2030, or get an extra 10% off sale prices on Prana Sleep and Thomas Cole Sleep. Find the right fit for your right sleep. The 51st anniversary mattress sale, now at Home Sleep Express.
All right, getting your local forecast here. We're looking at rain chances still not finished just yet. We still have another batch coming in within an hour or two headed for Prairie du Chien. We also have, again, cooler and milder conditions expected for everybody today in the region. We'll also have a low chance of shower and storm activity coming back again overnight going into the wee hours of the morning for tomorrow. Then we've got Wednesday, as I mentioned, early AM showers and storm activity with a chance into the afternoon as well. We'll hold on to this Prairie du Chien right there. You can see the chance of shower potential working in the forecast is a low risk. There it is right there. You can see it making its way from Mason City again. We've seen this about 3 or 4 times already since this early morning hours and continues to do so with more on the way. We'll get into the wind gust trackers we already showed you earlier. This is what we picked up earlier this morning with some of these winds that were pretty much started from us all the way here from La Crosse, extending back out to the end of to the east of the region, and they were up to 61 miles per hour, getting up to about 40 miles per hour in some cases, with another batch finishing out by the 7 o'clock hour. More of that, about 25 mile per hour wind gusts. You can see it dropping down on Prairie du Chien and then eventually kicking out of the region. We'll also hold on to the possibility of more showers still for La Crosse. We have a chance coming in the 7 o'clock hour as well as the 8 o'clock hour. A storm could be issued with that as we go into the 8 o'clock hour as well. It will be non-severe, but it will still be working through the area and drying out eventually as the day progresses. We'll also find ourselves with Eau Claire on the drier side of things today, much drier than anticipated, holding on to more sunshine today and partly cloudy skies on the way for you. Here's a look at CityCam 8. You still have the mostly cloudy sky conditions out in the forecast, maybe a little bit of fog in some of the bluff areas as well as some of the low-lying hills. You're going to be seeing possibilities of drier and sunnier conditions going into Eau Claire. As you can see, it's 65 degrees already and 10 miles visibility. Now, we've got the moisture that's here right now that I just showed you, but you look all the way down by Albuquerque, there's more of that on the way, and that will continue to follow this track and work its way into our region. That's probably what we'll see later on overnight if there's no more destabilization working in the forecast. Highs for Tuesday, we're looking at today, widespread 80s. We're much cooler, holding on to local conditions to be about 10 to near 15 degrees cooler in some locations. We'll go in with that rainfall, but you're seeing, as I told you, it's supposed to be heading towards Prairie du Chien, but see how it dives down and stays away from Prairie du Chien, picks up. That's what this model is saying. Drier conditions will ensue, opening up more cloud cover or more skies up there for Eau Claire and La Crosse eventually as we get into the late evening or early evening and then into the late night. You'll hold on to temperatures in the 70s, so quite comfortable with increasing clouds yet again as we go into the overnight, into the morning hours where I told you we may have a shower or two possibly working in the forecast. Now, this model is coming in a little bit on the latter side of the timing frame. You'll see by Decorah all the way crossing the river to La Crosse. It's also showing a little bit higher up where we're having a little bit of rotation right here over La Crosse and continue to push that moisture southward and then try to cycle it back up to the north, and eventually you're seeing that kick out eventually as we go into the 6 o'clock hour. Drier conditions will ensue after that happens, and you're seeing most of that rainfall kicking out by the 10 o'clock hour out of the region, and then drier conditions will ensue to finish out the day. So as we finish out over the next few days, this is how it all shapes up for you. Getting into conditions like this where you're holding on to 86 degrees to 77 degrees down to about 78 degrees for some locations, but you'll see cooler conditions up to the north along I-94. Temperatures in the upper 70s for Friday going into Saturday with much drier conditions in the forecast. By the time we get into Sunday, we've got drier conditions, but increasing clouds to mostly cloudy with a chance of rainfall overnight going into Monday with a 20% chance carrying over into Tuesday with more chances of showers and increasing temperatures up to 85 degrees. Once we get past Tuesday, we're going to see temperatures slowly but surely bump up a little bit, maybe up to 87 to 88 degrees, possibly to near 90 degrees as we finish out that week. So that's a look at your forecast and how it all plays out. Back to you.
In your Morning Buzz report, we begin with the death of Ryne Sandberg. The former Cubs second baseman died yesterday at the age of 65. He joined the Cubs after playing for the Phillies. Sandberg would finish his career with 282 home runs and a 10-time All-Star winner. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2005.
If there's something you can do, then you must do it.
Return to Pandora with the first trailer for Avatar: Fire and Ash. Sam Worthington's Jake and Zoe Saldana's Neytiri return for the third Avatar movie. That'll open in IMAX in theaters worldwide December 19th. A sheriff sergeant in Kansas shared a special celebrity encounter on social media. The sergeant pulled over a speeding vehicle carrying John Waite and his band to Dodge City last week. Sergeant Rugg says he's a longtime fan and took these photos. What the sergeant didn't say is whether or not he gave him a speeding ticket.
Sing us a song of the piano man.
If Billy Joel and So It Goes left you wanting more, the Piano Man is here to help. Joel releasing a 7-hour musical companion to the documentary. The 155 tracks include previously unreleased live recordings and demo versions, and So It Goes is available on digital platforms. Stay with us. We have everything you need to know in 5 minutes or less headed your way after the break.
Is your relationship suffering from nagging bed aches? The all-new Sealy Posturepedic. Can you feel the support? That's the Precision Fit coils. They flex to your body, supporting you where you need it most. Stop stressing, start sleeping with Slumberland's 365-night sleep guarantee.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering, like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Well-qualified buyers get 0% APR on this Silverado, plus $1,000 cash allowance. That's over $7,000 total value, plus $5,250 total cash allowance for current Chevy owners.
The camper. It has been a reliable companion for your family's good times. But after years of use, it is showing some wear and tear. A broken window from an errant baseball, a couch that your dog allegedly chewed on, and an AC unit that doesn't work like it should. It's time to call Jim's Truck and Trailer Coachworks. We have been improving your family's camper since 1970. Call us today and we will make your camper feel brand new. Jim's Truck and Trailer Coachworks. Repair, refinish, remarkable.
For over 40 years, La Crosse Glass and Overhead Door has been the go-to company for anything glass and door. We offer a large stock inventory of CEHI garage doors to help you find the perfect fit. As a locally owned business, we take pride in our work and always get the job done. From commercial glass and glazing to residential glass and CHI garage doors, we have the experience and expertise to help you. Call or visit our website today.
I forgot to wash my work shirt.
Just wear it again. I added Unstoppable with Odor Blocker, and it keeps our clothes fresh all day.
Ooh, I'm gonna be feeling it at work today. She smells so good, I'm actually paying attention. Smell Unstoppable.
In 1969, Taco John's combined Western traditions with Mexican flavors and created West Mex. More than 50 years later, it still tastes like a good idea. Get crispy tacos for just $1.39 every Taco Tuesday, only at Taco John's.
Is snoring keeping you awake at night? Try the Temper Ergo Smart Base. It provides a holistic sleep experience and has snore response technology.
It works.
What?
You're gonna buy me this smart base.
Slumberland. Stop stressing, start sleeping.
News 8, the Salvation Army and the YMCA are helping the community go back to school with Stuff the Bus. Stop by the La Crosse or Onalaska Walmarts on August 8th and fill the bus with school supplies. Donate new supplies or cash, and we'll put them in the backpacks for the students in our community who need it most. We'll see you at Walmart on August 8th to help us stuff the bus. Brought to you by these great community partners and proudly sponsored by Cooley Bank. Miss a story or need to watch it again? Find them all on the News 8 Now app. You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Well, I hope you're not hungry. This is going to make you hungry. Get your sauces ready and a lot of napkins. Today is National Chicken Wing Day. Yum. The National Chicken Council estimates Americans ate 1.42 billion chicken wings during the 2022 Super Bowl alone. Those wings alone, they say, could circle the earth 3 times. Yum. It is 6:53 time now for your morning news. Now we head to New York following a developing story there. 5 people are dead, including an NYPD officer, after a shooting in Midtown Manhattan. Police say 27-year-old Shane Tamura from Las Vegas opened fire at a Park Avenue office building Monday during rush hour. He shot and killed an officer in the lobby, then took an elevator where he killed more people before turning the gun on himself. Police say he had grievances with the NFL and left a suicide note claiming he suffered from CTE.
His motives are still under investigation, and we are working to understand why he targeted this particular location.
Tamura was a former competitive football player. The NFL has offices in the building he attacked. The fallen NYPD officer is 36-year-old Didarul Islam, who is off duty but in uniform and working security. A memorial fund is set up for the family of Elliot Hines. You can donate in person at any Community First Credit Union branch or mail donations to the address on your screen. Hines vanished last Sunday, sparking a 3-day search. Her body was found 7 miles downriver near Brownsville, Minnesota. Police say there is no evidence of criminal conduct in her death. The lacrosse man accused of hiding a corpse and initially found not competent will now stand trial. 56-year-old John Stumlin is accused of killing a 68-year-old man. He's been in a mental institution in Madison since last year, and his bond is set at $1 million. The race for Wisconsin's next governor is taking shape after Governor Evers said he won't seek a 3rd term. Several big names have already said they're out, including former Governor Scott Walker. 3 candidates are running so far, 2 Republicans and the lieutenant governor, and several other high-profile candidates could still join the race.
An open seat election is a golden opportunity for candidates on either side of the aisle to make their run for the office, because with no incumbent in the election, it means that the candidate field is wide open.
Tergosky says the race could also see large financial endorsements similar to Elon Musk pouring money into Wisconsin's Supreme Court election.
First chicken wings and now cooler. It's like a big party for this early morning, holding on to temperatures in the 80s this afternoon. Also, we're going to be seeing maybe a little shower or 2 in the forecast. Let's take a gander here as we get into your local forecast, take a peek, see how this all shapes up. We'll go into it for today from 6 p.m. all the way to the overnight hours. There are your shower chances coming back again for tomorrow. You'll also see that again as we roll right back into Eau Claire. That possibility is still happening. Then we'll finish out over the next 8 days to show you how this all shapes up for your local weather, where you're seeing cooler conditions for the next several days going to the weekend, and much cooler starting next week as well.
All right, yeah, a little bit of a cool down happening. End of July cool down.
That's what it's gonna be.
All right, thank you, Art. Thanks for waking up with us. We'll see you back here at noon, where we'll also have more information on a new study finding that walking every day may lower your risk of death. Ahead at noon, how this simple daily walk could elongate your life.